And, well, we're here.
Take it away.
We're here, right here on Double Talk.
I know.
I'm Mark Steffen.
Names. I said, we better run and get out and sit down here.
Anyway, Channel 98, Comcast, Mark Steffen, Double Talk.
Or Michael Mandel, Double Talk, Talking Las Cruces. What is that about?
Double Talk.
I don't know what that's
well, we're
about.
talking in Las Cruces.
This is our producer. Oh, we can't say his name because, you know, we're religious.
He's nauseous.
Yeah. Which is, it's a good book. But we're here to talk about things happening in Las Cruces, I think. But first, let's talk about, I don't know, did you notice winter last week?
Are we finally going to do something about it instead of just talking about it?
You know, there's all this stuff, and you see that all the Republicans are talking about building a fence to the south. Did you see where all that cold air came from? Canada.
Yeah.
I know, the thing just comes down, the Canadian
Can't
thing.
we do something?
We get a nice big fence there and keep the cold air back in Canada where it belongs. That's why you go to Canada, to freeze. Not here. Look at that. Do those, I mean, they look very pretty, those mountains, but you don't come here to look at snow on mountains.
No, I think it's a pleasant change. I enjoy it every time it happens.
To look at.
I'm always happy though when it goes away.
There were like 600 or over 600 car crashes, not car crashes, but little dents.
Well, that'll teach them.
Fender benders, yes. One of the odd parts about weather in New Mexico is if you're out in it in the 20 minutes, or in this case, a day that it occurred, you're really up a creek, even though we don't have any creeks. So always wait for weather to pass. Then you could leave your house. It took people, I think, 3 hours to get home from downtown Las Cruces up Route 70.
Well, they closed Highway 70.
Well, they closed it over the pass, so you had no chance.
And they closed it before then to some areas. So anyway,
there were car crashes.
It was challenging,
big deal.
big deal.
Picture of a car crash, just so people know what it is, so you can avoid it.
Well,
Producer?
Well, people did.
There is one. Just don't do that.
That's right off of Doniana Road, isn't it?
Yeah, those trees. I noticed those trees. That's off of I-70. That's a scrim of trees. Speaking of crashes, are we done speaking of crashes in winter? Well, stay warm.
You brought it up.
Forever. What?
No, the winter weather is something that you have to. This is very serious, Michael. You've got to watch out for your pets. The pets that you keep outside, chained to a pole. You have to bring them in during weather like this. It's bad enough that they're chained to a pole in the first place, living their lives in squalor. But bring them inside when the weather gets down below freezing.
Or the least you can do is put a sign on the pole, don't lick pole.
That's true.
Because
but you have to write it in dog.
You could do that.
Yeah.
Arf, arf.
Bring your dogs in, bring your cats in. Your horses should be cared for properly in this kind of weather. Horses and cows have been known to freeze to death.
Well, I could see that.
Especially when it's windy.
Although cows do wear leather jackets.
They do have a leather fur coat on.
Yeah, so
and they still freeze
leather,
to death.
I have a leather jacket. It's not so great.
You can freeze to death no matter what you're wearing.
You need nuclear energy. Oh, look at that poor puppy.
Yeah,
How'd that get in? Did you pick that picture?
He's been out in the weather too long, and he needs to come inside.
Or he's not very good at doing cocaine. I guess. I just don't know.
He got it everywhere but his nose, didn't he?
If you sneeze when you're doing it, that's what happens. As I've read.
Now, also, not only is this winter, it's winter time, and a lot of things go on during winter time.
Don't we have to mention that other thing? Yes.
And,
remember Meyer?
Well, what I'm saying is, every time in winter time, every year rolls around December 7th, as it did this year again, which is Pearl Harbor Day.
It is Pearl Harbor Day.
We mentioned Pearl Harbor Day, so
as
not to forget it.
Yes, because kids today don't even know what World War II is.
And
that was the beginning of World War II.
It was the beginning of our involvement in World War II. It was already going on.
World War II had been in progress.
Right.
The war in progress.
But we legitimized it by entering into it, I guess.
Yeah, we made it a world war.
Thanks to the
Japanese.
Japanese.
It was a European and Japanese war until then, but by getting America into it, became World War II.
Who were the Japanese fighting until they attacked
probably
us?
Korea. I think they attacked Korea and probably China. They were into China. You know.
That was a different war.
No, I think both Japan and Germany were doing the land grabs. You know, Germany was taking over Europe. I might be wrong, but nobody watching the show would know this because you're all like 25 and under.
Well, the Japanese were trying to get Little Tokyo, Japantown, you know,
And annex them?
in all the big cities.
I don't blame them. They're good money makers.
Right.
Although now they would be, because Japanese food is much more popular now.
Well, that's true. It is.
It is.
Just when we're losing all the good species to extinction
Well,
of sushi.
well, there you go. That's how you get sushi on a mass level. The bombing took about 15 minutes, but it cost 2,000 lives and probably a lot more fatalities, and should be remembered like we remember 9/11.
Yeah. Only this was the real deal because it caused us to enter a war that we were in for the next 5 years.
It was a very big war. 16 million Americans served in that war. Did you know that? I'm a wealth of. I counted.
20 million Russians died in it.
Some of them by Russians' own hands, I believe. It's very cold in Russia. That's how they died. It wasn't a good war.
Well,
That's why
lots of Japanese died too.
That's true.
We have a picture of one there.
A dead Japanese, or just
Well,
a
no,
Japanese
soldier. That's what they look like, apparently.
Yes. So if you saw somebody that looked like that, you would know they're Japanese, and you would take a fly swatter and hit him.
He's auditioning for the role of Mothra.
We just wanted everybody to remember that during World War II, we did demonize the Japanese people, and now we're their friends, and some people are demonizing Islamic people. And it's one of those things that you don't want to rue later on. I think we have to keep our perspective, although that's a ridiculously funny picture.
But, it did serve a purpose, though, too, as part of the propaganda.
Ridiculous. You know what? His little fingers are two men fighting.
Well, those
That's what it looks like.
Those butterfly wings makes me think he's
the
trying out.
Luftwaffe.
He's trying out for the role of Mothra.
Mothra. Didn't the planes that
Famous
attacked
Japanese monster.
Pearl Harbor, they had those little beads on them that looked like that?
That's the rising sun.
So yes, we won't forget that.
Anyway.
We try to remember all sorts of things because it's part of what makes our life balanced. We know there's a past and we hope there's a future. And a lot of people from the Tortugas tribe, is that where we're going next?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people from Tortugas tribe do an annual, what is that a picture of?
That's a picture of the Danzantes and Matashin performers.
Over in Tortugas.
Yes.
If anybody in town doesn't know where Tortugas is, it is a little township just south of Las Cruces that is quite unique. And it all starts from there, but what do?
Well, they dance a lot. They get into it. They then those who want to walk up a mountain.
And they do the flagellation, or they're not allowed to do flagellation?
No, some they can do whatever they want to. Some of them walk up barefooted.
If you bring your wife.
You let her do it?
Yeah, she just...
Or flagellate her?
She flagellates you.
Oh. Yes. Oh, flagellate she does. She flagellates you.
She just flagellates.
Okay.
You don't want to stand behind somebody with flatulence.
And then they walk up a mountain. They light fires along the way. You can see them at night. And then they come back down and they have a big meal and they dance and they fire shotguns. And
really?
Yeah. And this goes on all weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I believe, too. And so that's going on, and you're welcome to go over there to Tortugas. Tortugas is actually two villages next to each other.
Really?
Yes.
It's not big in itself.
No, it's not, but it's actually two separate little villages with different names.
Tor and Tugas?
No, one is Guadalupe and one is...
Tortugas.
I forget the name of the other.
Really? It has nothing to do with Tortugas? I mean, Tortugas is a catchphrase?
Is kind of the generic name for the community.
Actually, you go down Main Street and you take a left after the gas station after Mesilla Park.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. And then you'll find yourself in a little town that has no sidewalks and no street lamps, and you'll know you're there because donkeys will be braying and roosters will be crowing. It's exciting.
And drums will be beating and the people will be dancing.
Yes.
So that's going on.
That's exciting.
And what else? Something else going on in Las Cruces has to deal with Las Cruces, and they're calling Think Local First, is what they're calling it.
Yes.
As in buy local.
It's the gift season. A lot of people make things in Las Cruces. They make little handicrafts. The people like Ken Niyagashima and the husband of the president of NMSU, whatever his name is. Henry Couture, something like that.
Haute Couture, I think it is.
Haute Couture, yes, he's very dapper.
Yeah.
He's going to be there, and a lot of the other people from the city council are going to be doing things, and it's being put on by the Green city council that's run by
No, the Green Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. We should do it, Green City Council. And then if you're pissed at things that happen, like if you don't want a recycling bin in front of your house, you can appeal to the Green City Council.
Well, I think many of the councilors are green with envy at the others, but that's a different topic.
Oh, no.
But yeah, Elisa Cundiff is the head of the Green Chamber of Commerce these days, and I guess she's helping organize this thing.
So
there's going to be a contest, 2 teams, to see who can spend the most money on local products within a given period of time.
I understand Ken is going to buy a small office building.
And it takes place today on the downtown mall. It begins there. I guess you could just run up and down
we
the
know
farmers
the downtown
markets
mall is
and buy
all local stuff.
Buy out everybody.
You can do that now. Don't go now, but when the show ends in, what, about 20 minutes?
Well, you
then
won't have much
go.
time left.
No, they'll stay there a long time because it's going to be, it's warm today. It's warmer than it was all week.
Plus, as Christmas approaches, they stay open longer and longer because
that's true.
You can buy your Christmas presents there.
That's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
What else is happening?
Another thing that happens this time of year,
oh yes,
and also has to do with the holidays, is the pecan harvest.
You're nuts.
And
it's a big thing here. We
are a very big pecan harvesting state.
Last year, New Mexico did 66 million tons, and this year it looks like, I think, 55 million tons. Pecan prices are up. They're close to $3. They're about $2.86 a pound.
Yep.
Were you going to talk about the...
What about them?
New Mexico, you can't pick them.
Well, you can buy your pecans
I'm going to make you the bad
in
cop.
numerous places all over town, but if you happen to see a pecan tree that has pecans on it, and you thought you might help yourself to some,
do it quick.
Don't do it.
Do it quick.
Grab a handful and run because you're stealing when you
Wear
do that.
Wear your stealth helmet for that. They're going to be watching you. I think New Mexico State University is definitely watching their pecans. One of the reasons they're not going to be out there harvesting them right away is they don't want to. The land is still wet from the recent snowstorm.
Right.
They don't want to get the
big
trucks in there and rut it out. Because if you've ever seen a pecan harvest, and we have.
Yes, we have.
It's exciting. They take the trees with these big things and they shake them like crazy, and then they go pick up. Pick up your nuts.
Pick up your nuts.
They're nuts.
Keep your nuts dry.
Yes, because
you don't want them to chafe.
You don't want that. So yes.
Yeah. So pecans are being harvested as we speak, and go to the stores and buy them.
Yes, they are.
And they will be continued to be.
Most people have friends, I think, who have pecan trees in their yard.
Yeah. Well, many people do.
I think so. You can get them, and they're good. What else is next? More nature. Do we have more nature to talk about? Trees, bosques?
We do. Bosques, yes. Well, we do have the Bosque State Park here. They're having their 3rd anniversary celebration.
Has it been only 3 years?
It's down right next to the river. Today, from 3 o'clock until 7, there's all kinds of big doings down there.
Doings.
You can bring your hiking shoes. You can take a tour through the place. Bring your binoculars because there's all kinds of birds that winter there.
That's true. So for
exotic birds,
your
cranes,
Saturday meal, cranes, I understand, are very tasty.
There will be music there. There will be the Indian dancers that we just saw pictures of. They will go down there and perform live. There will be free food available.
Really?
This is a picture of part of the Bosque there.
Crane steaks.
And it's $5 per carload.
I love that. The carload. So put a bunch of kids in your trunk.
That's right. Pack them all in.
Get neighborhood kids, just throw them in the trunk. You could bring 1 million kids down there.
That's right. And with that, it's time for us to take a quick break. And we will do that and be right back after these words.
Let's go get a crane burger.
And we're back. This is Double Talk. Mark and Mike.
We're here.
Serving it up live.
Serving.
And, hey, have you had any door-to-door salesmen tapping on your door trying to sell you stuff?
You mean trying to sell me Jesus?
Whatever.
There's been people in the neighborhood that do that. In fact, what you're talking about, they try to sell things.
Well, like what, encyclopedias?
No, not encyclopedias. I hear that's a new scam. Sometimes they sell magazine subscriptions, and they say they're college students and they're earning their money, but it turns out they are not college students. This was like last summer, I think.
Right.
What's going on
now,
now,
was a
Mark?
Scam. Well, they're the latest scam that the Las Cruces Police Department is warning about. People are going door to door trying to sell you encyclopedias, claiming it's for school. It's for the children.
Kids. for children.
Yeah, the profits will be going to the children. Of course, they're not.
How many children you know can read a real book anyway? You'd have to sell a encyclopedic Nook or something, or an iPad. Nobody buy. Remember in the old days? Remember when you were a kid? Parents bought big Encyclopedia Americana or Britannica, and that was a scam too. But
but you know, if you had to do if you had a term paper due and you were in 6th grade and it's due the following morning, you just run over and copy whatever it says in the encyclopedia and you hand it in.
Exactly. That's what I did.
So they were valuable tools.
I learned so much about giraffes that came in handy for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's where you learned the neck?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And so anyway, be aware of the scam. If somebody knocks on your door saying that they're selling something or that they're affiliated with some organization, double check on it. Do not let them in your house.
Oh no, don't do that.
Talk to them through the screen door.
If somebody knocks on your door and wants to talk about religion, let them have it. Just tell them everything you think about religion. That's what I usually do.
Really?
They run. They give you a piece of paper and they go, "Oh, I got to go to the next house."
What if they agree with you?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Then you made a new friend.
Not with me. Well, then you can't be friends with people who agree with you. You just spend your time nodding your head. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's better to have people you argue with.
I see.
That's why we're here.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
I can't tell you why.
Don't you
I can't agree with you. No, I don't agree with you. We're not here for that.
Okay.
What are we here for?
So anyway, watch out for those scams.
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 Okay. I have some. Okay. No scams. Going door to door is a good if you want food, right? You knock on people's door and say, "My mom didn't give me lunch. Can you make some for me?"
Well, that's what they do on Halloween. But,
what do you do for lunch?
For lunch?
Yes.
Sometimes I have lunch. Sometimes I don't have lunch. But sometimes I like to go out to lunch.
Yes.
And a couple of weeks ago, you and I we were going to have lunch at a brand new Mexican restaurant.
Wow.
It was a sad thing because the Indian restaurant, A Taste of India, had gone out of business. And this new Mexican restaurant had moved in, and
we went there.
They'd been there for about 4 or 5 weeks. We show up to have lunch, and they're already out of business. The sign was already down. The place was empty. We were crushed.
It's an amazingly quick turnover here, and nothing has gone into that place. There is, I don't know if we mentioned this last week, Lorenzo's on Roman. That one, it went out of business, but they put in a Mexican restaurant called Lorena's.
They only had to change two letters on the side.
I think Lorena's.
What I was going to say was, when we went to have lunch at the Mexican place, it's gone now. So we went a couple of doors up to
where we go?
Katana
Teppanyaki
Grill.
Yeah. That was something.
How did you like that?
It was okay.
Well, you know what? What you do? You go and
you like the teppanyaki when
you select your vegetables at the buffet. Then you bring your bowl of vegetables back to the guy, and you tell him what meat you want.
What protein? They call it protein.
Yeah, what protein?
You don't need to get meat. You can get tofu. That's a protein.
That's true. So you can have pork, beef,
cockroaches,
chicken, or seafood. Now, what did you get?
Chicken.
You got the chicken. I got the seafood
mixture.
Tastes
just like chicken.
And in my case, he overcooked it so much so that it was rubbery. You can't overcook squid and octopus. It turns to rubber.
Shouldn't. You probably eat them al dente.
So it wasn't properly cooked at all, and I don't think I'll be going back, frankly.
And one of the things about, a lot of people like teppanyaki because you bring your stuff and then they chop it in front of you. Let me.
They do a little show for you.
They do their little knives and they mix it up, and sometimes for the big shows they do these little volcanoes with fire.
Yes, and they flip
the
knives up and down.
And that's where this is lunch, so it wasn't that exotic. But for this, you pick your own vegetables. What do I know about cooking? I don't know anything about measurements. How many pounds, what's the proportion of onions to mushrooms? You don't know that.
You pick whatever you want.
Who knows what you want? It's the point of the restaurant to tell you what you want.
No, and then you just eat whatever you want. You don't have to eat everything you picked. But anyway, we ate there and we thought it was highly mediocre. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
But
that's thumb up.
I did eat in a place today I've never eaten. Well, not today, back on Thursday. I ate in a place I'd never eaten at in Las Cruces. It's a new place.
Really? There's a new place?
New place.
I don't remember a new place coming.
Yes. I ate I had lunch at Pro's Ranch Market.
Well, that's more than just a restaurant, isn't it?
It's more than just a restaurant.
We've been overwhelmed by that place.
It's a supermarket. And I like that place a lot.
It's fun.
The mariachi showed up while I was there.
Really?
Yes, started
Did you give 'em a
entertaining the people there.
I usually give them a buck.
All of
to
my
go.
hands were full. I got my food to go, and as I was walking out the door, the mariachis started up. But I thought the food was fabulous.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I am happy to hear that. Because,
and guess what? It was Mexican food.
Really? They have
Yeah.
Mexican food? How do they make Mexican food? They put them in a little Mexican hat, or what?
No, they did a really good job, and they have quite a variety of things there. And
it's a store.
once again, you can select your protein or your meat.
Of course, they have a
for
good
your
variety of
tacos
things.
and
They have the
burritos
entire
and
store.
tortas. No, I had chicken torta and chili rellenos.
Chicken torta and chili rellenos.
Took them to
Really?
go.
Both?
Took them to go, and we split the torta. And
According to our producer, the quesadillas are pretty good.
yeah,
I
well,
like quesadillas.
everything there looked really good. They have gorditas. Very good. They have a salsa bar, which is fabulous.
That's always fun. That's good for tacos. I understand there's the line when you're walking in from the front door, which is usually a line. But if you go to the side diametrically opposed, you just go right through. Did you have that experience?
I didn't do that. I got in the line. It wasn't that long. And I was in line maybe 5 minutes.
Maybe the time to be able to get into Pro Ranch Market is here. Because for the first, how many weeks has it been here? 2, 3 weeks?
About 3 or 4 weeks maybe.
Right. That's what it takes to be able to get in a restaurant. Remember when Empire Buffet opened? That was packed forever, and now people are getting tired of it.
Everyone's been there and they realize it's not that great either.
Well, it's good when it's your first time. I don't believe anybody should eat all you can eat.
Well, see, here they think that means you have to stuff your gut.
Right.
Now the problem I have with that restaurant, or any
Empire?
or any Chinese buffet in town, there's no vegetable dishes. If you want to get just vegetable chop suey or stir fry, they don't have it laid out there. It's all got chicken, pork, shrimp in it.
Oh, well.
You have to order it special, and then that's a separate charge.
Well, you should go to my favorite Chinese restaurant,
What's that?
Oriental Palace. If there's a chicken and vegetable dish, which is my favorite, and you don't want chicken, you tell them to substitute tofu. Or you substitute nothing. You could have dash and vegetables, or vegetables and vegetables.
Okay.
It's good, and they make it fresh, and there's vegetables there, and it's good. I once figured out the nutrient and fiber content of their food,
I see.
same as in vegetables.
And that's the one that's behind Kmart in El Paso?
Yeah, it's in that parking, that large...
Across the street from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kind of, yeah.
Right.
Down the hall. It's pretty good.
Right.
So just in case you guys are looking for stuff, the...
Well, I've seen their kitchen, though. You know, when you go to the restroom to wash your hands, you look in the kitchen, and it's really not that clean.
looks like anybody's kitchen.
Not mine.
These guys know what they're doing. That yours? You don't serve 80 people
No, I don't.
for lunch. You know, your kitchen would look exactly... You put the chicken there, someone wants chicken, you throw the chicken in your wok.
No,
You should throw some chicken in
there's
your
clean
wok.
kitchens, and then there's dirty kitchens, and theirs was on the dirtier side.
Well, it's a good thing you're not with the health department.
Well, I had lunch with a health department inspector, and she said she wouldn't eat in a Chinese restaurant in Las Cruces for anything.
Well, that's because they don't trust... How about a Mexican restaurant?
She cited them all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I hear that Kentucky Fried Chicken has its issues as well.
Well, I know Arby's got cited the other day.
But speaking of Empire Buffet, they are opening an Empire restaurant in front of Pro Ranch Market.
That's true, where McDonald's used to be.
Right, competing with Tokyo, which is right
across the
which
street.
we happen to like because
I
they
enjoy
make
that.
good sushi.
We should go there.
Let's go. We should wait till the show's over.
It's not lunchtime yet.
No, we'll wait and do that. Let's talk about...
But anyway,
what do you want to talk
thinking about
now?
Pro's Ranch Market. They
Yes,
had a picture of it there a
you
minute
love
ago.
Pro Ranch Market.
And they had a flyer in Wednesday's paper
Oh, that's one.
advertising everything that's on sale and what they have to offer. And there's several Pro's Ranch Markets. They started in California, and they have one in Arizona, and they're in El Paso. But if you look at the flyer closely, you'll see that it was printed in California. They couldn't be bothered to utilize a local printer to keep those dollars in Las Cruces.
Well, was the point of that you were saying they support local businesses first? They say they...
Allegedly, they say that.
Well, if you look at any of the flyers that come in the mail or come in your paper on Sunday, which are copious, everything...
More and more now as we get closer to Christmas.
Yes, and they're pretty good because, if you're painting or if you have a bird, they come in handy. And that works well. Let's do a plug for all the theater stuff
Okay.
in town.
Well, we
that's
got
coming up.
Nonsense. Is that on now?
Nonsense probably is on now. It's always on like
That's the Christmas version.
3 weeks for Las Cruces Community Theater, which is on the downtown mall.
Yep.
The other thing on the downtown mall is playing tonight and next week.
Next weekend.
Private Fears in Public Places.
Right. Sunday also.
Got a good review from the Bulletin.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
And I'm in it.
You were in it.
I told you that.
You're an offstage voice.
I'm an offstage
but you can
voice.
hear him
Yes,
in
I'm
a
there.
loudspeaker.
If you didn't get enough of me now, maybe go there. And Glitteropolis is still at New Mexico State Art Gallery.
That's Williams House.
Williams Hall, right? They say downhill from Barnes & Noble. It's a good show. Just walk in.
Across
It's
the
a lot
street
of
from
fun.
the deli. From what's the name of that?
No, it's up from that.
Well, pretty much
Yeah,
across
it's
the
near
street.
DG's.
DG's Deli, across the street.
But
And
just-
with that, we've got to run, folks, or we're out of time.
We're running.
And thanks for joining us. We'll see you back next year. Next year?
Next year, next week.
Next time,
week.
right here on Double Talk.